Hi, it's Sean, the Fluency Awesomeizer. This is Decoding Multi-Syllabic Words, episode 64. I've got 3 words I want to look at today. Lots of information. Let's get started. I want you to read these words right out loud. Ready? What's the first word here? All right, how about this? And this. Question, were any of those tricky to read? So keep watching. I'm going to show you some decoding strategies you can use when you're stuck on words like this when you're reading independently. First, a reminder of the fable of the tortoise and the hare, and the moral: slow and steady wins the race, which is great advice when you do get stuck on a big unfamiliar word, like this one, for example. Think of these words as races. There is a finish line. And if you read like the hare, you might want to get finished first. You'll zip through a word like this. That's where mistakes can happen. But if you read like the tortoise, you take it slow and steady, that patience is definitely going to help improve your decoding ability and your overall reading ability. Keep that in mind. Let's practice. This word starts with X, and there's per. Per, that's an R-controlled sound that is easily confused with pre. Take a look. Per, pre. This word has an I in the middle. Did you notice that? Not only that, but the IE vowel pair. That's kind of an unusual vowel pair. Let's focus on what we know. That's ence. And that could be rye, open syllable rye-ence, like science. But this is the word experiences. Root word's experience. That goes back to a Latin origin, experientia. Experientia became the old French word experience, and then an English word experience. And the English spelling kept the Latin X and the old French IENC, eons. And we're going to talk about this root here because it makes more than one sound. You see it you see it every now and then. You need to know it when you see it, though. So this is science. That I makes a long I sound, ience. But this is patience. You don't really hear the I in patience, just the ence. But the I works with the T to make a sh sound. And I think that's for information for another video. But here's audience, and the I is now making a long E sound, audience. So there's 3 different sounds at least for this root ience. And here it is in experience. That's the noun. We're going to add an S to make the plural noun, experiences. Not to be confused with this a little shorter word. That's X, pens. You have some pens laying around, I'm sure. Penses, expenses. Root word is expense. That's a noun. It's a money word, expense. It goes way back to Latin, expensa. It's the origin. And then the French word expense. Expense. Expense has an E, a silent E. That's important. So now there's the English word expense. English kept the French spelling with the silent E, and you need that E to make an S sound, because otherwise it's expends. That S is going to make a Z sound. So know that for spelling, expense. In fact, let's look at this E-N-S-E root real quick. You see it in intense, license, defense, and here it is in expense. That's a noun. Put an S, you have the plural noun, expenses. And the last word also starts with X. There's press in the middle. You recognize this root. It's an interesting vowel pair there, the I-O. This is expressions. We're going to look at that root in just a moment. It comes from express. That's a verb, to express yourself. Add an I-O-N, you have the noun expression. And emojis are facial expressions. So, expression. Goes back to Latin as well. The origin is expressio in Latin. And the French put an N on there and to make expression. And that S-I-O-N, that's a French root. We're going to look at that real quick. You see it in English a lot. Here it is in expression. English kept the French spelling. And it looks like it should say scion, but it's pronounced in English shun, or maybe shin, depending on where you live. But it's also pronounced jeune. It's the best way to spell jeune. It's an unusual sound, but you'll see it in just a moment. Mission looks like it should be spelled like this, mission. Vision sounds like vision. Session, session. And erosion, a science word, erosion, that S-I-O-N sounds like erosion. All right, so it's got more than one sound too. There it is in expression, which looks like it should be spelled like this, expression. And you may have spelled expression like this at some point. So expression, put an S on the end, you have the plural noun expressions, and that's what emojis are, mainly facial expressions, to express yourself, expressions. All right, we're going to end with a quick passage I've written. I want you to read it out loud. I'm going to show it to you in just a second here. Read it out loud. Hit pause, though. Get ready to press pause and read this out loud. Ready? Here it is. Press pause. All right, that's it for today. Subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Facebook for more decoding videos like this one. My Facebook page is an album full of reading challenges I've written to help you practice decoding those big words and awesomize your fluency. And if you haven't liked, followed, or subscribed yet, screenshot this and search for me at the Fluency Awesomizer. Hope you enjoyed the video. Come back and see me soon.